Happy Monday, everybody. My name is Brandon Rosa, and welcome to episode 212 of the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. Every Monday, this podcast covers new game releases, the previous week's gaming news, and we all learn an Xbox-related fun fact together. The show is on YouTube and podcast services around the world, so please do me a favor, subscribe in your favor, and then leave a positive review if you like the show. Xboxin10.com, no numbers, is your quick source for links to all of our podcast destinations and social media profiles that you can follow at Xboxin10. To start, let's talk game releases. The big game out last week was F1 23, and the games coming out this week include Crash Team Rumble, Aliens Dark Descent, The Elder Scrolls Online Necrom, Nova Lands, Alice Sisters, Apico, Valitharian Arc, Hero School Story 2, The Bookwalker, Thief of Tales, Dr. Fetus Mean Meat Machine, Time of War Arcano 90, Gravity Thrust, Sonic Origins Plus Expansion Pack, and Scoutfold, a Super. Game names are wild these days. Now on to last week's biggest news stories, and we have 5 to cover this week. Number 1, everything we revealed at Xbox Games Showcase Extended 2023 from Mike Nelson at the Xbox Wire. We took a deeper dive into all the exciting new games coming soon to Xbox and Windows. A few days ago, during our Xbox Game Showcase and Starfield Direct double feature, we showcased a massive lineup of games coming soon to Xbox and Game Pass, like Starfield, Forza Motorsport, and Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Today, during our Xbox Game Showcase Extended, we went even further as Xbox's Tina Amini guided us through many new reveals and behind-the-scenes details with the development teams from Ninja Theory, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, Tango Gameworks, Hi-Fi Rush, and Obsidian, Avowed, as well as a special interview with Keanu Reeves for Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. We also unveiled never-before-seen gameplay of Lies of P, revealed the first DLC expansion for High on Life, and even had our own head of Xbox, Phil Spencer, go hands-on with 33 Immortals. We also shared more of an amazing Microsoft Flight Simulator crossover with Dune, and gave fans another glimpse at Xbox Game Studios' publishing title, Towerborn. Here's everything we revealed in today's Xbox Game Showcase Extended. For brevity this week, as this was a long show last week, I'm just going to do the headlines for each of these, so if you want to dive deeper, go check out the article for yourself. Avowed, taking a deeper dive into the showcase trailer. Discover Towerborn. Phil Spencer joins Thunder Lotus for a 33 Immortals gameplay deep dive. Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty brings exclusive gameplay and a Keanu Reeves interview. High on Life is getting horror comedy DLC High on Knife. Lies of P gets a deep dive, shows off new gameplay. Get an exclusive look behind the scenes of Microsoft Flight Simulator Dune expansion. Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 go behind the scenes of the latest trailer. New reveals. Variant Exosuits and Savage Gauntlet bring even more customization and player choice to Exoprimal. The First Descendant announces crossplay beta. Mech Mashup Go Mecha Ball coming to PC and Xbox in early 2024. The Lamplighters League shows more of its alternate 1930 setting. Lightyear Frontier shows off its mech-based multiplayer farming. Cult horror game Phasmophobia to haunt Xbox soon. ID at Xbox reveals 10 games coming to Xbox Game Pass. ID at Xbox Developer Accelerator Program introduces its games. Updates coming soon. The Elder Scrolls Online, why now is a perfect time for new players to check out Necrom. Fallout 76 Once in a Blue Moon trailer. And Hi-Fi Rush Arcade Challenge update announced. So the Xbox Game Showcase Extended is certainly not required viewing. It is, for the more hardcore, a nice compliment to the show, and I do think it's good that they do this every year. We get to spend a little bit more time with each big announcement, talk to the teams involved, and get to see a little bit more about the games we're excited for. Overall, it was just fine, but I always enjoyed these shows because I want to see more about the games, the studios, and everyone involved. Number 2, Xbox 343 will continue to work on Halo, but other studios may get involved. Chris Scullion at VGC writes, Matt Booty says if Activision's COD team wants to work on it, that's up to the studios. 343 Industries will continue to work on the Halo series going forwards, but other studios may get involved in development, it's been suggested. In an interview with Axios, Microsoft's game studio chief Matt Booty explained that the team working on Halo Infinite is now notably different from the one that started work on the project, and that this new team is well suited to continue taking the series forward. Quote, I feel confident in the leadership team, but the team they got here is probably not the same team that's going to take us forward, end quote, Booty said. After former studio head Bonnie Ross left 343 Industries in September 2022, she was replaced by studio's then head of production, Pierre Heinz. Booty said Heinz's previous success in turning around the disastrous launch of Halo the Master Chief Collection makes him the perfect leader to take Halo where it needs to go in the future. Praising Heinz for his cleanup work on the compilation, Booty said, quote, look at the quality of the Master Chief Collection and know that the core team that did that is doing a lot of the heavy lifting on Halo right now, unquote. Booty then reportedly insisted that 343 will continue to work on Halo, but that other studios may get involved too. When asked if this potentially meant Activision's Call of Duty team could work on the game, should Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard be completed, Booty didn't rule it out, but also stated it wouldn't be mandated by Xbox management. Quote, if something like that were to happen, it would have to come from the studios, end quote, Booty explained. Quote, it's unlikely that we would come in and dictate that from the top, end quote. In a separate interview, Microsoft's head of gaming, Phil Spencer, explained Halo's absence from Sunday's Xbox Game Showcase. 343 was hit with a significant number of layoffs in January as part of a wider swath of Microsoft cuts, which saw around 10,000 of its 220,000 person workforce being laid off. The shakeup saw Halo Infinite's head of creative Joseph Staten leaving 343 to rejoin Xbox Game Studios Publishing. Even before the layoffs in January, the team was seeing notable changes, including not only Bonnie Ross's departure, but also those of the team's multiplayer creative director and its director of engineering. Last year, Texas-based studio Certain Affinity, which has collaborated on such series as Halo, Call of Duty, Left 4 Dead, and Doom, announced that it had taken on additional development duties on Halo Infinite. Where will Halo go from here? It seems like it's going to be on ice for quite a while, but just come back with something different. Give us the long-wanted Flood horror game. Do spin-offs. Just Halo Infinite sadly wasn't it, and I'm someone who enjoyed the story and would have liked to see them go forward more with that, but just a disastrous launch. You can't have a live service if you're not regularly updating. It's just such a sad mess. It was disappointing not to see Halo at the showcase, but honestly it's refreshing. Xbox is no longer the burger, shake, and fries of Halo, Gears, and Forza. It could be so much more now with all of these studios and all of this new IP. Number 3. Outriders dev People Can Fly working on mysterious Microsoft IP. George Yang at IGN writes, Outriders developer People Can Fly is working on a Microsoft IP codenamed Project Maverick, the studio has revealed. According to the announcement published to Polish financial site Interior Business, the budget for Project Maverick is between 30 and 50 million, and its production will be carried out by People Can Fly in a work-for-hire model. People Can Fly previously worked on Gears of War Judgment back in 2013, so it's possible the studio is working on something related to the Gears franchise. Whether it is Gears 6 or maybe even a remaster of Judgment is unknown. Project Maverick could be completely unrelated to Gears 2. Back in July 2020, People Can Fly announced it was working on a highly ambitious AAA game led by Just Cause 3 director Roland Lestrelin. However, Take-Two parted ways with People Can Fly on Project Dagger in September of 2022. The unannounced game was in development for 2 years at People Can Fly's New York studio. It's unclear if this was the same game the studio announced back in 2020. The studio's latest game, Outriders, was released in 2021 and has been a part of Xbox Game Pass since launch. As Project Maverick is a Microsoft IP, it'll previously be on the subscription on launch day as well. People Can Fly was previously part of Fortnite maker Epic Games. It was rebranded as Epic Games Poland in 2013. The studio regained its independence in 2015 and returned to its original name. This is exciting nonetheless, and honestly, with that Gears heritage in their history, I do hope that they're working on a remastered/remake of the Gears of War trilogy. Give me those games back on my shiny new Xbox Series X so I can go through the series with my friends. It's been so long since I played those games, so I'd love to see them all redone. Number 4, Microsoft officially no longer developing games for Xbox One. Sean Carey at True Achievements writes, Xbox Game Studio head Matt Booty has revealed that Microsoft is no longer developing first-party games for Xbox One and is now fully focused on making games for Xbox Series X and S and PC. During the recent Xbox Game Showcase, you may have noticed the distinct lack of Xbox first-party games announced for Xbox One. As it turns out, Microsoft has now officially left the Xbox One behind, and Xbox Game Studios are now developing games only for Xbox Series X and S and PC. Xbox Game Studio chief Matt Booty told Axios that Xbox Game Studios has now, quote, moved on to Gen 9, end quote, and that no internal teams are working on games for the previous gen console outside of providing support for ongoing games such as Minecraft. Booty pointed out that first-party Xbox Series X and S games are playable on Xbox One via Xbox Cloud Gaming with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Quote, that's how we're going to maintain support, end quote, he said. Earlier this week, Booty spoke more on the rocky launch of Redfall, saying that Xbox could have done a better job onboarding Arcane and its developers. This is great to hear. Let the Xbox One die the sad death that it lived. We are on to bigger and brighter things, and I do think the future of Xbox is pretty bright. I do love my Series X console. I just want to have more stellar first-party games that are notable in the industry to play on it. And they are coming, hopefully. And number 5, Rockstar Games co-founder Dan Houser announced his new studio, Absurd Ventures. Taylor Lyles at IGN writes, Rockstar Games co-founder and Grand Theft Auto writer Dan Houser has officially announced Absurd Ventures. As spotted by Jeff Keighley, Houser's new studio is, quote, building narrative worlds, creating characters, and writing stories for a diverse variety of genres, without regard to medium, to be produced for live action and animation, video games and other interactive content, books, graphic novels, and scripted podcasts, end quote. Based on the quote, Absurd Games will dabble in other forms of media beyond video games. Since 2021, it has strongly been implied that Houser started a new studio after Absurd Ventures and Games had been registered in the United Kingdom, with the business listing mentioning that Dan Houser was a director at the studio. Though details on the company were sparse at the time, Dan Houser co-founded Rockstar Games in 1998 with his brother Sam and 3 others. However, in early 2020, Rockstar's parent company Take-Two Interactive announced that Houser had resigned from the company. Houser played a big role in Rockstar Games' history beyond just co-founding. This includes serving as a writer on almost everything Grand Theft Auto game and as a writer for every installment released in the Red Dead Redemption franchise to date, including serving as the executive producer for Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 and Red Dead Online. Absurd Games has yet to announce its first project, but hopefully the studio will share more information soon. Not too much to talk on here, but we gotta put respect on the name as the man who helped found Rockstar Games and wrote all of the Grand Theft Auto games and Red Dead Redemption. That's a pretty stellar pedigree and resume. As always, we end our show with a fun fact about Xbox, and let's talk about Stoic LLC, the studio behind the upcoming second-party game Towerborn. Credit to MobyGames.com. Stoic is an independent game development studio based in Austin, Texas, and was first announced on the company website on February 13, 2012. It was established by Alex Thomas, who does design, animation, and writing, Arne Jorgensen, art, and John Watson, programming, who formerly worked at BioWare on Star Wars The Old Republic. Along with the studio, the team announced its first game, The Banner Saga, as a turn-based strategy game designed as an adventure miniseries about Vikings. Towerborn does look pretty cool. It's got that Castle Crashers feel to it, and although I've never played the Banner Saga, it kind of seems like a cult classic of games. The people who do like it really love it, and I believe there's carryover progress from the story from game to game, which I always love, and I can't believe more people didn't do it after Mass Effect. Although I guess I can because that is extremely complex. Credit to them for doing it. Thank you all for listening to the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. If you like the show, please subscribe to your favorite podcast service, share with your friends, leave a review, and follow on all social media at Xbox in 10. This past week, I not had any time to play games, but I have a slower week coming up, and I'm excited to get back into Bioshock Infinite, as I'm about 60% of the way through that game, and I'm still loving it all over again. My name is Brandon Rose. You can follow me on Xbox at Brosen93. Hope you all have a great week, stay safe, and keep on gaming.